Hi everyone, welcome to the next short attention span webinar. Kelly, how are you?
Doing great, Bill. How are you?
I am well. You know, I've been on LinkedIn, and I was looking at a question that was on the Canvas magazine LinkedIn, and I thought it was a fabulous question that Mark put forward. It said, what will define the winners in our industry over the next 5 years? And I thought to myself, I want to know what Kelly would say about that. So I put down, I said Kelly a challenge, everyone. I said, all right, here's 3 different aspects of the industry. The printers, the equipment vendors, and the salespeople. So we created these things separately, and each of us are seeing this right now for the first time. So here's my list. Starting with the printing companies, I've long said that the technically superior will succeed. That it takes somebody who understands it's the file. That's the center of the universe as far as printers are concerned. In fact, I was on this discussion. I get a lot of questions over that. But basically what I'm saying is if you can handle the digital file, the customer software, if you've got the technical expertise, you're going to win. The second part of being a winner in the future for me in terms of a printing company was being a problem solver. Understanding that, sure, yeah, you know, market service providers, that's terrific, but more so than anything, if you are in problem-solving mode, not just let's crank this transaction out, I think you're going to win in the future. As far as the equipment vendors go, you know, I think they've got to look past the iron. Everybody right now is looking for sales. And if I were looking for a piece of equipment, I would drill the sales rep with, what are you going to do for me after the sale to make me successful? That's where the money is for everybody. Because if I get successful, then I'm going to buy more equipment. And don't take the lip service of the sales rep. I want to find out. I want to talk to their business development people. Oh, they don't have business development people? Have a nice day. Move on. And I got to tell you, folks, I speak to these business development people, and they tell me that very few people go to them and say, help us to grow. So they do have information. They do have programs. They're waiting for you to get in touch with them. The third part of this is the sales reps. And you know, I think again, look at that problem-solving mentality. If they've got the mindset that my job is to solve the customer's problem first and sell print second, they will succeed. Because what it takes to solve problems is an understanding of the need. So it just makes sense that they've got to be first thinking, what does the customer need? How can I solve that problem? Oh, look at that. I've got some print solutions, and I'm going to get what I want by helping the customer to get what he or she wants. Probably the second thing is I want the sales rep to know how to identify a digital or variable data printing application. I don't have to make them solve it or figure out how to run it. I just want them to know what one looks like. If the sales rep walks into my office and says, I think I've got one of those applications, boom, great, get out of the way. We're going to go and hook up and connect with them. Then finally, you know, I think print is dead, and you hear that all the time, right? I think that there's got to be some acknowledgement that we are part of a bigger solution, that there are customers that are going to be saying, yeah, you know what, we don't print as much anymore because it's all going on the web. Okay, acknowledge it. And then understand where print part is in that picture. How can print be used to drive attendance to those online solutions? How can print be used in terms of a mailing campaign? Whatever those things are. So there's my list of 3. Kelly, any immediate reaction to those?
Well, the one thing, I definitely agree with all of it, and I just wanted to add to the technically superior. This seems kind of like a no-brainer, but it absolutely positively speaks to your credibility with all different kinds of customers. If you all know how to talk the talk and walk the walk when you're on a sales call or anytime you're interacting with the customers and the prospects. And then the other thing about, at the end you mentioned about seeing print as part of the solution. It's certainly the language that we should be using with these marketers is that you want to cover all the bases with regard to communicating with customers and prospects. So yeah, like you said, using print that complements social media, that complements broadcast, that complements outdoor. It's part of the bigger solution. And again, it covers just all the bases of the way that people kind of digest information today.
Okay, let's take a look at your list, Kelly.
Well, yeah. So I think I focused a lot more on the people, because it seems to me in the customers that I have today, the ones that are investing in their people, and not just their salespeople, but their CSRs and their estimators and their production people, are the ones that are really succeeding today. That's also that also goes for technology, really staying abreast of everything that's coming out, and staying on top of everything so that they know before the customers do what the customers might want. So it's really about anticipation. And again, getting creative. I always tell people, you have nothing to lose. So you might as well express yourself in a way that it kind of shows you as an individual, or shows your company as somebody that's not afraid to try new things. So to get really creative. And again, to recognize that human capital. And what I mean by that is to make sure that your top performers do know that you appreciate them, and that they're important, and that they're valuable, and that they're not just another cog in the wheel. So everybody likes their jobs and comes to work energized and feels really good about themselves. So as far as the equipment vendors go, and I had a brief stint with one of the big manufacturers, it's very, very important that they approach printers with ideas. Here are some ways that I know that you can help grow your business. Should be something that they're saying to printers. And again, this kind of goes along with pretty much what you were talking about, Bill, with regard to this, which is, again, to collaborate with them, just give them tools to go out there and sell. Again, kind of reverse engineer that sales call. How can we, the equipment vendors, help you, the printers, grow your business and get new customers? And some of those printers might already know what products and services they would like to see out there. So that question, if you had $1 million or you had an unlimited budget, what would you like to be able to do with this equipment? And then kind of go out there and make that happen. Now, as far as sales reps go, I've been working with a lot of teams that are some very, very seasoned people. And I got to say, I see a lot of fear out there because they feel that they don't have what it takes to compete in today's marketplace. So my thinking is, get the skills you need to be able to communicate with people today. Whether that's you're not comfortable with social media, or you don't work with LinkedIn or things like that. It's develop and get the skills that you need. Your organization should be willing to invest in this, or you can pick up a book at the library, or you can do some reading on blogs and different industry sites. So it's to be able to raise your hand and say, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't think I know as much as I should, and get that help. Again, get it from a coworker, get it from a magazine, get it wherever you want to get it. And another one that I think is really important is to really look at what your day looks like today and decide to be completely honest with yourself and say, how productive are you being? How hard are you really working? And decide to say, I'm going to do more. I'm going to do better. I'm going to work harder. I'm not going to get on Facebook during my work day. I'm going to stay focused and present from the minute I show up until the minute I go home, so that when I go home at the end of the day, I can say, I worked really hard today. I am really proud of myself. What do you think, Bill?
Well, it's funny. As I was hearing all that, and so much of people talking about the future, it's all about new. It's all about new. And I think in general, I don't object with anything you said, Kelly. I object with the new part. I think the winners will be defined by those who are rooted in the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, the ones who are old school, the ones who are diligent, and all the things that we talk about in all these webinars, Kelly, I think, boy, I tell you, I wouldn't stray too far from those old-fashioned, let's make the calls, let's have something of value to say, let's target our market, let's stay ahead of the customer, because that's more important to stay ahead of the customer than it is the competition. Those will continue to be the winners. So, all right, listen, we're at the 10-minute mark, Kelly, which means that we've got to go because these are only 10 minutes long. And after all, our audience has a short attention span. So, thanks, Kelly, and thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Bill.